So we got a brand new Jordan Brand leak, which has surfaced recently. This one comes to us courtesy of Z Sneakerheads. This is a shoe which you guys can look forward to releasing coming up here in 2026. It's an OG Jordan release, which I feel like when you talk about this leak, it kind of paints a picture for what we can look forward to as far as Jordan Brand releases in 2026. A release which also kind of makes me realize just that when we talk about releases in 2025, I feel like Jordan Brand's gonna have a very difficult time topping this year's releases when you talk about next year's drop. So the shoe we're talking about, the white infrared Jordan 6, is a sneaker which originally made its debut during the 1990-91 NBA season, an OG Jordan Brand classic one, which the last time we saw these release, 2014. So being as it's been like, what, 10 years plus since this sneaker last drop, I think it's definitely due for Jordan Brand to bring these out the vault, which when you talk about next year, Jordan Brand is going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary from when the Jordan 6 originally made its debut. And being as that this year, we were celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Jordan 5. We saw so many great 5s drop this year from OG Jordan classics, collaborations, as well as special editions of the Jordan. I just think it's going to be very difficult for Jordan Brand to top these releases, you know, when you talk about the Jordan 6. So far, what we know of, we got the reverse infrareds, which essentially at the end of the day, you could pretty much just call these the reimagined Jordan 6s. This year, we saw Jordan Brand hit us with the black metallic 5s. The year previous, we saw Jordan Brand hit us with the reimagined Jordan 4s. The year before that, reimagined 3s. And even before that, in 2022, we saw Jordan Brand hit us with the white Chicago 2. So as far as the trend goes, we've been seeing these reimagined Jordans drop each single year to honor the 35th anniversary. And if history repeats itself, coming up next year, we should see a Jordan 7 reimagined release. So I'd be very interested to see which model they actually go with. But when you talk about these reverse infrareds, while I do appreciate the fact that Jordan Brand is bringing something different to the table with this classic, iconic release, I just can't get over the fact that these are almost giving me like Team Jordan vibes. But as I said previously, when referring to this sneaker, we're a long ways away from next year's drop. So maybe with the time leading up to the release, my opinion may change. You know, these could grow on me. You know how sneakers usually tend to do when you talk about releases, but this is going to be a dope one set to kind of set the tone for Jordan 6s, as these are going to be releasing coming up February of 2026. Now, as far as other Jordan 6 that we know are supposed to be dropping coming up soon, we got the Ama Jordan 6s, which are slated to drop this holiday season, but of course could be pushed back to 2026. These are a cool one right here, which continues the line of Jordan collaborations, you know, in partnership with Ama. As far as next year, we also have the PSG Jordan 6s set to drop. This is actually just a mock-up of what these could potentially look like, but being is that we did get the PSG Jordan 5s this year, which are slated to drop coming up soon, it's only right for them to continue things with a pair of Jordan 6s. This continues the partnership with Paris Saint-Germain, the football club, which Jordan Brand has been collabing with for years now. As far as other high-profile 6s, we also got the Ben 6s, which are supposed to drop coming up next year. This brings back the luxurious kind of premium Jordan line, which Jordan Brand did also, you know, do a couple years back. So that will bringing that line back. On top of those 6s, we also have a pair of Trophy Room 6s. Now, this was a shoe which was also supposed to drop this year, but of course, due to recent legal troubles for Marcus Jordan, has actually been tentatively pushed back, which more so than likely, I don't think these will be scrapped all the way, but we'll probably see these drop come next year. And anytime Jordan Brand teams up with Trophy Room, is gonna have a lot of eyes on the release, especially with all the controversy surrounding Marcus Jordan and everything that's been happening lately. It could be a big opportunity for, say, like a big comeback redemption story, but it's definitely gonna be a release which a lot of people are gonna have a lot of eyes on. So when you talk about Jordan 6s, we already have a lot of great collabs which are already in the works, some cool colorways. And when you talk about OGs, with all of the Jordan 5 OGs that we saw return this year, what Jordan OG 6 releases would you like to see make a return as well for the 35th anniversary coming up next year? Of course, we got the Carmine 6s, which last time we saw these drop 2021, so it may be a little bit too soon to see this sneaker return. This one was one that, like, coming up was always one of my favorite Jordan 6 colorways. It went on to inspire other Jordans like the Olympic 6s, as well as others which did share that similar kind of color blocking. As far as other OG releases, you got the Jordan 6 Sport Blue. This is one that's kind of rare. Jordan Brand actually didn't retro these until 2014, and being is that, again, 10 years plus, I mean, I wouldn't be mad to see this one come back. Definitely a clean colorway when you talk about Jordan 6s. And then the final OG Jordan 6 release. Of course, you got the maroons, which we last saw return in 2015. Again, first time we saw Jordan retro these ones. And being as it is about 10 years, I mean, I feel like the rule, anything that's 10 years is safe to return. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at these ones, but probably would prefer to maybe see something like the Sport Blue return, just because I feel like it's one that you really never see nowadays. So some cool OG releases, but I ain't even gonna lie, y'all, like when I sit back and think about it, I feel like while I've always loved the Jordan 6s coming up, looking back at things, when you compare them to the Jordan 5s, I just feel like the 5s got like so many more bangers, like just throughout the years, so many dope 5s, OGs. This year, cool collaborations like the Awake 5s. You also got Grails coming back, like these Tokyo 5s, Black Metallic 5 reimagined. Like, it's just been an incredible year when you talk about Jordan 5s. And it just kind of makes me realize how much I actually do like the 5s over the 6s, which we've had some great 6s throughout the years, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the 5s are just kind of like, you know, above them. So, I mean, you got Olympic 6s, which we just saw those return recently. You got those defining moment 6s, which are really cool. But other than that, you know, I can't really think of any other 6s that I'm really like, you know, pressed about, that I really like love like that. I mean, might even go as far as to say I actually like 7s better than I like Jordan 6s. But there's definitely still a few colorways which I could definitely get off. So when you talk about Jordan 6s, let me know which OGs you would like to see return coming up next year. Are you rocking with the white infrareds? Have you ever owned that sneaker as far as your collection? I've actually never owned the white infrareds personally, but I did have like a variant, which I remember dropping back in the day. They didn't have the white infrared, same color blocking, but it was more of like a varsity red. I want to say they called them like the Jordan 6 Bulls or something like that, but never owned the true OG. So let me know if you guys are excited to see these return. And when you talk about Jordan 6 collaborations, which potential collabs would you like to see released? I mean, if we take a look back at high profile Jordan 6 collaborations, there's not too many noteworthy ones that I could really think of right off the top of my head. Of course, you got the Travis Scott ones, which Travis Scott's always a big name as far as sneaker collabs. Would y'all like to see Travis Scott 6s possibly make a return in 2026? I think that would be a cool look. But outside of that, I mean, what other Jordan 6s would y'all like to see drop? When you think about Jordan brand collaborators, of course, you got Trophy Room, which we already know they got a Jordan 6 in the works. Armand Manier already has a pair of 6s, which has leaked. So what other high-profile collaborators would you like to see add their touch to this classic Jordan brand motto? With the resurgence, or my bad, with the debut of Infinite Archives, dropping their pair of 17s, and you know how they use like storytelling and everything to bring these releases together, past references. I think that's one of my favorite collaborators right now, even though them 17s haven't dropped yet. I just appreciate what they've been doing with the rollout, and maybe like an Infinite Archive Jordan 6 would be cool. So drop your feedback down below. The latest Jordan brand leak, which I feel like really paints the picture for Jordan brand releases, as they will be celebrating the 35th anniversary of the 6s, which at the same time, it just kind of reminds me that when you talk about this year's drops, I feel like Jordan brand is going to have a very difficult time, you know, topping these for next year in 2026. So drop your feedback down below, JATV. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this update, smash the like button. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.